Feel free to hit that like button, subscribe, and if you would, share my stuff. Today's episode, man, we gonna get right on into it. What we have here. Let me see what I got lined up for us. Where my notes at? Where my notes? It's one thing to be prepared and then show up to the game and not be prepared. It's like the dog eating your homework. Nobody's ever gonna believe that. Man, where's my notes at? Give me a minute, child. I don't use my notes often. No, this is amazing. Anyway, man, we got some guns that was found down in Memphis in the backyard after a shootout. The owner of the house ran out there before the smoke cleared. He grabbed the guns and he said they were still warm. Now, I'm not going to spoil it. That's just a spoiler. I'm gonna let them explain the story to you a little bit better. Now, how many of us out there done heard of liquid gold? I heard of gold. I know that gold can be a liquid, but have we heard of liquid gold? How many? Feel free to drop it in the box. Let me know. What else we got on the table? News, of course. Along with St. Louis running neck to neck. They are neighboring states. Well, state or two over, but excuse me. With that being said, I would say we cousins. So we remotely in action to one another. So in Memphis, that's also where I think I mentioned, that's where the shootout was, where the guy ran out in the backyard and picked up the guns that was still warm. The owner of the guns even came back looking for his gun. We gonna hear what the owner of the house had to say. The guy who ran out and got the guns. We got carjacking. Carjacking still going on in 2023. You would think by now that, they didn't came out with the electric car. You would think by now that you wouldn't be able to jack. Anyway, in St. Louis, we got the Kill Boys down there. They done switched over. They snatched up a charger of this young lady who was dropping off one of her children to daycare or picking them up, one or the other. It don't matter. They jacked her for a car. But she had something important in that car. What could be so important in that car that it was mentioned above everything else? And I think the young lady was more concerned about what was in her purse in that car than her car. But I'll let you be the judge of that. What else we got in the news? And I'm just going off the top of my head. What else did we have in the news? We got the liquid gold. We got the carjacking. We got road rage. Well, a guy was fatally shot. I can't tell you the thinking behind that. I will allow y'all to go in from the source. What's really going on here? Well, I did follow up on that story. Y'all know me, Mr. Follow Up. So I did follow up on that story. The shooter was caught. They got the shooter. Of course, I mean, I don't get it. I mean, this occurred right in the middle of the highway. Both vehicles stopped in the middle of the highway. And I would say, I guess we lucky that we only had one fatality. Who else we got out here? Got the liquid gold, we got the carjackings, we got the found artillery in the backyard. I want to say this. Hashtag save the youth. I'm gonna drill that in our heads, man. I'm gonna continue to drill that in our heads. Hashtag save the youth. We letting them. I know a lot of us don't want to reach out to these youngsters because they don't accept us well. But we can't talk to them like no mentor. We gotta talk to them where they understand us. You know how they partner talk to them, how they mama talk to them before they leave off of school, how she get on their head. Yeah, get your, and you know, we really gonna have to buckle down, man, and make some changes, and maybe it's on my mind because I'm getting older. And I ain't the same guy I used to be. And I don't want to resort to, how can I put this? Let's just say we just gonna say this. Hashtag save the youth. They in trouble out here, man. We got them down in Memphis too, causing havoc. Some more of them boys down there in a high-speed chase in it, in the crash. I want to say that about Memphis too. Like right now, Memphis is under the microscope, and word in the YouTube streets is that the feds been running around in Memphis for, I would say, the last 2 months now, 2 to 3. It's not seeming to stop anything though, cause every day, I'm getting these dings on my phone from Memphis, carjacking her, shooting her. Now, I can't say for sure. I can't say for certain. But I will say this, it's mighty strange that since the Dolph incident, his demise, and it might be just because of the Dolph incident, this may be, this could have been occurring the whole time, and it just wasn't a spotlight on it. But everybody around that case is falling on both sides. You know, we got the CMG camp over there. That's the Yo Gotti boys. Yo Gotti and his boys, should I say. And the PRE camp, which was Young Dolph and his crew. Anybody that's in my age group, when I say this, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and you may be able to identify with what's really going on down there. This war here is equivalent. I wouldn't say equivalent. We'll say it has its similarities to the Pac and in the Biggie case. You know, everybody started choosing sides, drew a line in the sand, and once war kick off, you know, we're gonna have casualties. So that's what I'm viewing her from the sideline. You know, that's what I do. I ain't part of the YouTube streets. I'm reporting from the sideline. You know, I'm out the way. And when I say that, with that being said, I don't want no smoke, but don't bring me no smoke. Please don't bring me no smoke. Let me go on and stay in retirement. I want to bring, I'm going to take this time here, man. I'm grabbers because I've been wanting to do this since day one. Never knew who subscribed, when they subscribed. So I had no way of edifying nobody or nor thanking them. So to kick it off here, man, we got old Chuck Courts, my latest subscriber. Mauser 350. Got the initials BF. Let's see who all we got here. We gonna get into this, man. They ain't gonna be able to hold me. They ain't gonna be able to hold me down. You can knock me down 9 times. I'm gonna get up 10 though. Anyway, my sound going 9 times, and we gonna get right on into this program here, man. While we got a little motion going. I want to know if y'all know how this video here. Let me set up the scene for you. Now, say you get pulled over, and you get pulled over by the police on the highway. You got warrants. They get the cuffs on you, and all of a sudden your arresting officer start choking. You don't know what's going on at first. After a while, you see that he need help. You ask the police for his keys to unlock your handcuffs so you could assist him in his endeavors. Well, I'm going to ask y'all this first. You think the police going to give him them keys? Would you, as the token? Two, if you was that guy in the handcuffs, once you got those keys and got those handcuffs off you, are you going to break and run? Or are you going to assist that police? Give them some help. I don't know if you need CPR, a little mouth-to-mouth, a call for backup. I don't know. The question that I'm asking, though, when you get those keys in your hand, what's your next move? That's what we got going on here, gang. Again, salute to you if you made it through the weekend. We now here on a Tuesday evening. I mentioned that because I meant to bring this to you yesterday. Nevertheless, a weekend has passed and we still here. So I'm going to salute for that. But now that I done laid out the backdrop of the story, I'm going to let it roll. And meanwhile, y'all put it in a box and let me know how you think this going to turn out. Will my guy turn and run? Will he assist the police? Somebody else going to pull up on the highway and give him some help? I don't know. I don't know what your prediction is going to be. But I would like to know. And like I say, just drop it in the box for me. Drop it in the chat box and we'll go from there. But I'm going to let it ride.
Yo, G. Yo, G, you good, man? You good?
Yeah.
Here, boss.
Yeah.
Here. Here, go ahead. Sit in. Go ahead, go ahead. Don't be sleep, don't be sleep. Oh. Settle up, bro. Se alguém já troca, pense bem.
That was sweet. How many of y'all predicted that? Would you have to stick around and help them out? Man, my man probably got some blessings coming after that though. By not breaking and run traffic ticket. We gonna keep it rolling, y'all, cause I don't want to keep y'all all night, and I know y'all want to know what this liquid gold is. Let's see how. This was on the agenda. Like I said, that was the one I forgot to mention. ATL Police Department down in St. Louis trying to recruit. Talking about stepping on some toes. How y'all feel about that though? Like, the St. Louis Police Department was offended by that. They making, I think they say $300 and something less than a paycheck, less than St. Louis. That don't sound like that's no come up. Unless you want to live in Atlanta. But I heard Atlanta price of living down there is cheaper, so that $300 and some odd probably won't even be missed. Nevertheless, though, man, they down here trying to steal our police. I ain't mad at them. And we got Rollo out. Y'all hip to Rollo, the rapper / landlord / entrepreneur / fam goon. Anyway, Rollo was picked up on an indictment a few years back, and over the course of time, it's on the guys. And which will pose the question that I want to throw out to y'all. Do y'all think they gonna accept Rollo with open arms? Will his gang accept him back with open arms? Will they shun him? Will he be known as the snitch? Man, and these some questions that need to be asked. You know what I mean? Like we got this snitching thing going around, man. The whole backdrop or the whole snitching campaign is bodies. It's bodies follow that. Nothing good coming out of that. And then we picking and choosing who we wanna label as a snitch. You know where I come from, ain't no in between. You either is or you ain't. But what I want to say about the whole snitching thing, man, like we need to sit down at the table, man, and renegotiate that deal. Cause off the same rule as snitching. And we've already established that if you're a citizen, you can't be considered as no snitch unless you in somebody's paperwork. On my eyesight, if you in somebody's paperwork, and depending on how you pointed the finger, you know. But man, here's the thing, man. Like, if you ask me, the whole snitching thing came up from the criminal. The criminal came up with snitching. Because the criminal don't want you going back telling what he did, who he did it with, where they did it at, and how they did it. So he got you fooled. Meanwhile, he coming in your back door when you leave out for work. He rambling through all your stuff and probably sit down and have a sandwich while he there. But you ain't gonna tell though, cause you don't want to be labeled as the snitch. Well, how do you handle that then? And it's the streets that I let the streets handle that. Well, you know what? Somebody gonna handle the streets when the streets handle that. You see the domino effect? You still end up in these people's hands. And we gotta start thinking out here, man. Nobody got no thinking caps on for real. Right now, I want to say RIP to this brother here that we lost out in Florissant last week due to an altercation in the barbershop. The shooter on that case, they done caught up with him too. We gonna keep it moving, man. Right along. Trying to see where I want to start this show. Was it at the top or was it at the bottom? We gonna go right here with it.
Thank you, Andrew. Take a look at this. A Midtown man says he found these guns dumped in his backyard right after a shootout. Rifles, pistols with Glock switches, high-capacity magazines, all connected, MPD says, to a crime scene less than a quarter mile away. Some of the guns were still warm. The barrels were still hot because they've been fired.
Scary. Fox 15's Jack Billier is joining us tonight in the Breaking News Center. Jack, we've learned that at least 2 of the guns were reported stolen.
Well, MPD says those 2 Glock pistols were reported stolen. One just last month, the other back in 2021. Now, I got a hold of the police reports from those thefts, and neither one mentions those Glock switch devices you just saw on the guns, which into an automatic weapon.
There's these duffel bags, a backpack. Open it up, machine guns. And what scared me was, like, that could have gone up.
that time about what scared him. You wasn't scared. You wasn't all that scared. You went out there and the smoke was still in the air. You grabbed the guns while they were still warm. This right here, y'all, allegedly, as a snitch. He ain't had nothing to do with nothing, but he got involved. I guess they pulled him into it because they, you know, it was his backyard where he found the stuff, but man, they need to follow up on that because he could have been one of the people shooting. Do some ballistics on them guns, man. Swap it for a little well, they gonna say the DNA was on it because he grabbed them and brought it to him. But that probably was his plan. Let's keep it moving.
Andrew Hogan had a closer brush with violent crime than most. It started when he heard loud noises and went outside to investigate.
It was kind of gnarly. Yeah, I was in the bathroom and I heard these studs. Boom, 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 boom. I thought it was the construction going on next door.
Neighbors say there was a party at a short-term vacation rental Tuesday night near the corner of Carr and Diana, just a short walk from the bars and restaurants of Cooper Young. The next day at around 3 in the afternoon, shooting broke out. The party's host told MPD some of the people who were at the party got into a gunfight. Cars, dumpsters, and homes were riddled with bullets. Shells were scattered all over the ground, and one man was even hit in the leg. That all happened about a quarter mile from Hogan's house on Peabody Avenue.
It's scary, you know. I mean, we got kids living all up and down the street. This Airbnb right behind us has just been a nuisance all summer long. All summer long, it needs to be shut down.
Hogan says after the shooting stopped, some of the people involved ran through his neighborhood.
Y'all ain't catch that, did y'all? Told you this dude is snitch. He just tried dry snitching in. Watch what he say up under his breath. Let me back it up. Listen to him.
All summer long, it needs to be shut down.
Hogan says after the shooting stopped, some of the people involved ran through his neighbor's yard and threw 2 backpacks full of guns into his backyard, still warm from the shooting.
And yeah, that's what scared me. Like, I felt it, and I'm like, Jesus. Yeah, I'm like, then I opened up the other bag, and another one. Like, big old round ammunition.
Hogan says he took the bags of guns to his front porch and handed them over to police, then went back to his backyard. That's when he says a man popped his head over the fence and asked to get them back.
I'm like, dude, the cops are here, dude. Jeez, wow, dude.
You know, the audacity to circle back and say, can I have it?
Yeah, right? I mean, wow, dude. Like, I didn't know. I thought I was getting punked for a minute.
MPD if there have been any arrests or if there was any suspect information in the case. A spokesperson said he'd have to check in on that, though it is worth a pay stub with somebody's name on it in one of the bags, though it's not clear if that person is a suspect or not. I also managed to get a hold of the property manager at that vacation rental, though he declined to comment on the situation. Darcy?
Well, we all know that co-conspirators turns into what? Co-defendants. Co-defendants. Man, who that paycheck stub belonged to? Was it one of them guys that them guns belonged to? Was he one of those guys running? Was he running with those guys?
The shortage of
They gonna find out. And this is a prime example of I gotta watch what I say here on Facebook. On YouTube, y'all. So we just gonna say, man, listen. With all the eyeballs out here today, cell phones, doorbell ring, light cameras, man, your chances of getting away with a crime are slim and none. And y'all wake up every day, allegedly, and think you gonna get away, or think you done came up with a new way
Police.
to get away with with your crime that you done invented in your head, so you thought. Same game, new players. See what else they got for us on this Memphis shooting her, y'all.
All right, bro. I will give a reward. It don't matter if I it.
I'm sorry, that ain't it.
Call Liquid.
That was it. That was it of that story. We gonna come back down to St. Louis and see what's going on with this recruitment. Now, here's the thing about that, man. ATL down there handing out indictments to gangs, and sometimes I can
The shortage.
law enforcement as gangs, the way they act. And with this recruitment, man, it reminds me of a gang. And St. Louis Police Department reacted like a gang down here on our turf, trying to recruit our people. Man, the world went mad, man.
Of police officers has gotten so extreme, it's pitting city against city. Fox 2's Andy Banker reports Atlanta police are coming to St. Louis looking for new recruits.
It is a 3-day downtown hiring event starting tomorrow. Atlanta police hoping to lure some of the finest St. Louis has to offer down south. And that's not sitting very well around here. The job there seems similar to the job here.
Put your hands up.
Judging from this Atlanta police body cam video of a foot pursuit of a burglary suspect in February. The Atlanta Department's flyer publicizing the St. Louis event shows its starting pay is actually about $330 less per year than St. Louis. St. Louis's mayor texted Atlanta's mayor saying, "Stop poaching our people."
It's Atlanta down police, or St. Louis down police, or Nashville down police. I do think it is a little bit of trying to take away from a pot that's already empty.
Atlanta's aggressive move comes in the wake of the domestic terror attack on a police training center under construction there in March. About 22% of Atlanta's police jobs were vacant at the time. The St. Louis Police Officers Association knows that feeling.
Years of this rhetoric against police, this rhetoric against police officers, and you're seeing the result of that. Everybody's having a problem recruiting police officers. It's an issue nationwide.
Sources put the authorized staff for St. Louis City Police at 1,224. As of last month, there were just 929 officers, a shortage of 295, nearly 25%. St. Louis County Police's authorized staff is 961. The department currently has 831. 130 short, about 14%.
We should be trying to have a national conversation of what needs to be done to bring in more law from one area to give to another area.
I don't blame other police departments trying to recruit. I mean, I wish the city would do a better job recruiting as well. I mean, something has to change. We have to find what we're doing isn't working.
The Atlanta event runs Friday through Sunday, 8 to 4 at the Drury Plaza Hotel near the Arch. Andy Banker, Fox 2 News.
Don't that sound similar to how a gang could get down?
Was police.
All right, bro. I will give a reward. It don't matter if I this card, please.
Forced to go on live on Facebook begging for help after someone carjacked a woman while she picked up her child from daycare. The car was finally found, but something much more inside is still missing tonight.
The victim called St. Louis police several times before actually getting help.
Unfortunately, it was too late to find the urn that was in the car with her daughter's ashes inside. Only our Russell Kinsall has that story tonight. And, Russell, the response from St. Louis police about the continued stories of long 911 wait times.
Yeah, the good news in all of this, nobody was hurt, and the car, thanks to Facebook Friends, was found. The bad news is The cremated remains of the victim's 4-year-old daughter who died in December that had been in her purse in the car are now gone. And the victim still doesn't have an answer about why it took more than an hour for an officer to finally arrive here in front of this daycare where the carjacking took place yesterday.
Took more than an hour for the police to show up. And Atlanta down here trying to recruit our police. They must ain't heard. Our police ain't even showing up for work. You know, I'm hearing more and more of these type of stories coming in where we not getting a response from 911. Is this a result of defunding the police? Or, I mean, is it the fact that police like any other human out here? I'm talking about nobody showing up for work. I ain't gonna say nobody, but out here in the workforce for the past few years, I would say starting like right before the PPP loans came out. And then once the PPP loans came out, it was just a done deal then. But yeah, anyway, man, allow for the police to show up, man, which is sad. But I'm gonna let her keep it rolling.
My mind is just racing.
Alexis Wiggins' world was turned upside down when she stopped to pick up her 3-year-old son at Little Warriors Daycare Wednesday. She went live on Facebook to tell friends what happened.
As soon as I got out, he snatched the door open and got back, hopped right in. He literally was waiting for me to get out. He was waiting, he was standing right here.
Here's a picture of the car that was stolen, a 2020 Kia Stinger. Inside the car was the cremation remains of Wiggins' 4-year-old daughter, who died last year after their car was hit by a stolen vehicle.
My head is all over the place, and then my purse was in the car with all of my belongings, along with my daughter's cremation ashes in there as well.
Wiggins called 911, but time kept ticking away while she waited for an officer to show up. Here's what a 911 operator told her.
I will add again that you called and you requested an ETA of an officer, but unfortunately I'm not able to tell you what time they'll be there.
More than an hour.
And is that something you want to hear when you call 911? She didn't even have no urgency in her voice. She like, yeah, I let them know. It sounded like old school cab dispatch. Like, hey, I called y'all 5 hours ago letting y'all know I had to be at work 3 hours ago, and y'all still ain't here. This how this lady responding. Like, yeah, I let them know that you called again, but like, wow, man. I don't know what we coming to, y'all. It ain't looking good, though.
After a thief drove off with her car, an officer finally stopped to help.
I waited over an hour for somebody to come, and reality, I flagged the police officer down, so nobody still responded.
Thanks to friends on Facebook, her car was...
Oh, correction. Police never responded. They was flagged down. Wow.
Later spotted and recovered in Pagedale. Police responded to the Hillville apartments this afternoon after social media pointed to a carjacking suspect near the daycare. But once again, Wiggins faced frustration. No arrests were made.
There are juveniles, and St. Louis City didn't process the car as well for fingerprints. So the issue is proving that he actually took it.
I reached out to the St. Louis Police Department. They confirmed the car theft here yesterday, but still waiting for an answer about why it took more than an hour for an officer to finally stop here and provide some help. Live in North St. Louis, Russell Kinsall.
Yeah, y'all gonna be waiting on that answer too, Russ. I ain't getting back with you, bro. You already know that. Salute. Welcome to Fly High Productions. appreciate you rocking with me here. If you would hit the like button, man, get this video out there to more people, man, and we can get some more views up in here and get this chat popping and, you know, get this old live over here a little more exciting. But help a brother out, like I say, hit the like button. It's free. It don't cost a thing. So we still got some things we want to discuss here.
Dollars worth of used cooking oil is stolen each and every year.
Okay, so is this, Karen, one person doing this? We saw a video there. Or is this like an organized ring of people doing this?
It's hard to believe, but Darling Ingredients, which is the company we work so closely with, says it's both. They're seeing the organized theft rings, and they're seeing some other individuals, but the theft rings are really big in the South.
Liquid gold, y'all. Liquid gold. That's what we talking about here. You know, I seen a guy pull up, and this had to be at least 15 years ago. But he pulled up next door to the barbershop I was working at, and he used to do this on a regular. But he would pull up to the restaurant and be siphoning oil, that cooking oil, and putting it in his gas tank. And I didn't know what was going on at the time. I thought, you know, he done figured out a way to, you know, I'm thinking this man that ran out of gas, then had the money for the gas one day and put some cooking oil in there, and he figured out his car would run off of cooking oil and kept it moving. But apparently, that's what we dealing with here. It's another fuel, and they say it burns cleaner than diesel oil. But I'm gonna shut up because I don't want y'all to quote me on all this because I don't know everything. That's why I follow up on stuff.
Called liquid gold, which is something everyone wants. All new 5, a pretty interesting story to get to now because thieves all over Metro Atlanta, they're stealing what restaurants and thieves call liquids. Take a look at this surveillance video. It's of criminals using that white truck to siphon used cooking oil.
This is an amazing story. It isn't just restaurant owners who are being hurt by what's become a crime now. It's leading to spills that threaten our water supply and they're causing crashes. This surveillance shows thieves backing up a white van to steal used cooking oil from Divine Restaurant in Midtown Atlanta. They spilled some of the oil. You can see it seeping into the street.
I go to turn, and then suddenly I'm down. Like my bike is sliding across the road. It's crazy.
17-year-old Ashlyn Whitfield's motorcycle hit that patch of cooking oil, and she wiped out. This is police body camera video of her talking to an officer after crashing on Peachtree Street at 15th in July. Fortunately, she only scraped her knee. She snapped these photos of the sand crews used to cover the oil after she wrecked.
I was so flabbergasted to hear that there was some secret underground cooking oil ring.
The same spill caused the car to crash earlier that morning.
So it's a whole ring out here. This not just one person. It sounds like this is a group of people moving across the states. Let's see.
Thieves are stealing used cooking oil from restaurants across North Georgia.
Police are trying to find 2 men who stole used cooking oil from an Athens Chick-fil-A.
Channel 2 Action News.
Well, we got them in North Georgia. I guess that is, well, they was in Atlanta too, so, but that's all same area for real.
Obtained surveillance videos of theft in Norcross, Hiram, and Pig and Chick in Chamblee.
Well, it's been going on for years, but it's just gotten really bad lately.
Bill Merrick, co-owner of Pig and Chick, says when workers clean out the painter,
and then the thieves come along and they
cut the locks off and lift this up and cram their hose down there to steal the oil.
Pig and Chick gets paid by a company that recycles the oil. Usually, the checks are for a couple of $100s. But with thieves frequently hitting the barbecue joint, sometimes on back-to-back nights, they're much smaller.
I deposited one for $12.
This is a worker collecting Pig and Chick's oil with proper equipment.
300-gallon container behind this restaurant here might be worth around $1,400.
Frank Scoggins is head of security for Darling Ingredients, Darpro's parent company. Right now, used cooking oil is worth about 65 cents a pound.
Primary uses are alternative fuel.
It's also used in livestock feed and pet food. But in the wrong hands, oil can create expensive messes. Scoggins says thieves often spill oil like this spill in Baltimore that got very close to a sewer drain.
When it goes into the water system, it'll clog.
That's one reason the company collects surveillance video to help police catch the thieves. Chimley police arrested this guy, caught in the act, and on video, he's charged with stealing more than $900 worth of oil from Pig and Chick.
I got 3 container trucks that look like they're offloading grease into an 18-wheeler.
This is body camera video of Dorville police questioning into a large construction tanker in October. An investigator with Darling Ingredients says it contained about 8,000 gallons of oil worth $39,000. Is the
oil stolen or not? No.
Hello. That sounded like liquid gold to me, y'all. 39K? What they say for 8,000 gallons? Maybe I am in the wrong line of business.
It's stolen. No, this is not stolen oil, bro.
One of the trucks has the same marking on the front fender as this truck seen stealing oil. But police say the 3 men are only charged with trespassing because they don't have enough evidence to charge them with theft. Ashlyn Whitfield has this message for all oil thieves.
It definitely is not a victimless crime. You're affecting people's safety.
Now, the National Renderers Association estimates that up to $75 million worth of used cooking oil is stolen each and every year.
Okay.
How many of y'all knew what liquid gold was? Do you think that's what used cooking oil? Did you have any idea that it was that valuable? 39K for 8,000 gallons. You do the math. We gonna keep it rolling, y'all, cause we ain't gonna be here all night. We out here to is this part of yeah. Let me back them up a little bit.
Theft. You likely don't think about cooking oil, but police of Maryville tell us that several local businesses and restaurants have been targeted by so-called grease thieves. In our top story tonight, WAT 6 on your side reporter Dominic Webster spoke with one company that collects this used cooking oil to turn it into biodiesel. An unlikely item continues to be stolen from area restaurants, and it's something used every day, cooking oil. So why is this seemingly mundane item being taken?
It's the fuel industry. This is used to make biodiesel, and so it's starting to become a big industry. It's growing. 5 years ago, I had no clue about it, and so I started working here. And ever since the efforts to make fuel greener, because biodiesel burns cleaner than regular diesel, and cooking oil is the main ingredient.
According to a report from the Maryville Police Department, 3 restaurants have been hit recently. Aubrey's, the Walnut Kitchen, and Chiboni's. When this oil gets stolen, the restaurants lose out.
So we pay the restaurants for their oil, and if there's somebody else taking it that's not us, well, then we can't pay them for it.
Not only are the restaurant company has to repair all of the bins that have been broken into.
A few weeks ago, one of these thieves went and attacked one of our restaurants. I say attacked, but stole from it, and in the process damaged grease strips, causing like $12,000 worth of damages.
Yeah, it must be a high commodity. That's what it is. Liquid gold, AKA used cooking oil. We gonna keep it rolling. Again, welcome to Fly High Productions. And I want to thank you for rocking with me, Mr. Follow Up. Over here, we following up on some of these events in the news, the YouTube views, and anything else you could use. We gonna keep it rolling though, y'all, cause we ain't got all night.
Now we're getting more and more information on this breaking news out of Fenton, 141, a little bit south of Gravois Bluffs. Still a heavy police presence out there in the northbound direction. Police do confirm this is a road rage incident. They responded to the scene after getting reports of a hazard on the roadway. They say a man was shot in a car, and they confirm now the man is dead. So we'll be continuing to follow this through. The roadway is not entirely blocked, but it's still causing a lot of heavy congestion in the northbound direction of 141. Again, this is just south of Gravois Bluffs. So we have more and more information coming for you. We'll give you some live updates as we learn that.
It's here in the state of Missouri. Just happened a few days ago. I think that was Friday.
Police chase in Memphis lands 4 teens in jail. WRAG's Kwamitra.
I did follow up on that story, so before we get off into Memphis business. Hold up, y'all. I'm having a brain freeze over here. What story was it?
In Memphis lands.
Switching gears now, we're getting more and more information on this break.
Breaking news that came in.
To News 11 exclusive, an eyewitness describes this morning's fatal road rage shooting that unfolded right in front of her. Only News 11 Chris Hayes spoke with a woman who says she watched the tragedy unfold.
Why did he shoot him? He was running away.
Angela Berlasky says she was about 4 to 5 cars behind the fatal shooting on 141 at Gravois Bluffs Friday morning at about 8:10.
I was just headed up to a Walmart to do a delivery. Pulled up to the stoplight, saw a guy come running out of his car.
She said everyone was stopped at a red light here when she noticed the walk to the back near the white van behind him, driven by the reported shooter. But she didn't necessarily think it was tense until she heard that pop.
Maybe they were just, something fell off their trailer and they ran off to put it back on the trailer. I mean, it didn't seem like anything different, really. And then he just pivoted and he started to run back to his truck because the light turned green. And then I heard the pow, and I saw him reach to the middle of his back, up by, like in between his shoulder blades. And then I went around because after hearing a gunshot, I'm like, I'm going to take off. I'm getting out of here. I don't want it to seem to keep shooting and hit somebody else or anything else. And then as I was going by, I saw the guy laying on the ground already right by the driver's door, and his passenger was frantic, screaming that he just shot him. It's unbelievable.
St. Louis County Police report the victim died at the hospital and that the shooter remained on scene where officers...
Why people have to be so angry? It's like, So he cut you off. So what? Go on with your life. It's not the end of the world.
In South County, Chris Hayes, News 11.
Should have remained on scene. Was it self-defense? Sound like it.
In South St. Louis County, police now say that a man who appears to have been shot on 141 in Gravois has died. Right now, you're looking at a live shot of this scene in Fenton. Police say that when officers got to the scene, they found a man with a gunshot wound. Now, officials say that the man was rushed to the hospital but died at that hospital. St. Louis County Police are not using the phrase road rage in their incident report. But we do have crews right now working to find out just what caused multiple drivers to end up on the side of the road of 141 just before 8 o'clock this morning. Investigators say they believe that everyone involved in this incident stayed at the scene. We will continue to follow the story throughout the day here on First Alert 4.
First Alert 4, over here at Fly High, we found out that that was road rage, man. So y'all can put it on out there. It came in from the PD, so you don't even have to put alleged behind it. All right, jumping around a little bit here. This was old girl car that they stole. Had the urn in it. What I say, it was a Charger. That's a Stinger, ain't it? So it was the Kia Boys. But it's sad, man, that, you know, we can't keep nothing out here. I don't know why she had the urn in her purse. That ain't my business. Nor nobody else's. I wouldn't believe. It was hers to do whatever she wanted to do with it in her vehicle. So basically what I'm saying is my guy was all the way out of line, but bring her urn back, man. Like, put it on the front porch and keep it moving, man. I ain't saying turn yourself in. All I'm saying is have some type of compassion. All right, like I say, man, who hit the Rollo? And did you know that Rollo had been released from prison? And I don't know if y'all know, but the time that Rollo was incarcerated, it was alleged that, you know, he made statement on the guys. And this right here is a conversation, a phone conversation with him from prison to one of the, how would you put it? One of the respected members of the crew. But I'm gonna let y'all hear this conversation and hear how this conversation go. And after this conversation, or while listening to this conversation, I want y'all to ponder over this question. Do you feel like he gonna be accepted back into the game with open arms? If he is accepted back into the gang, I mean, is he setting himself up for failure? Like, can he be trusted? we see what it say right here. Rollo Famgone admits that he snitched and apologized. He didn't think nobody would find out. But here go the conversation, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Put it in the box, hit the like button. Welcome to Fly High Production and Design, Mr. Follow Up.
Alhamdulillah, you know, I can't complain. I'm out here still Dean.
I like it. You're supposed to do
Y'all ain't heard that gut shot he hit him with, huh? He said, I'm out here still doing what I do. Still keep that's telling him, like, we finna get right on into the business. I ain't on here I'm not finna get on this phone jeffing with you, bro, because I don't want to be out here into the snitch. What we all about to do is get right down into these allegations of you making statements, though. And you got the mic right now, so let's hear what's going on.
Alhamdulillah, you know, I can't complain. Still keeping it solid, you know.
I like it. You're supposed to do that. So, if I was to take acceptance of responsibility for the accusations thereon.
Hold on, let me stop you right there. It ain't an accusation. It's in black and white, brother. I'm reading your lawyer pleading on your behalf, trying to get this record sealed because it is. It never said that you didn't do it, but you had me believing for 5 years that you kept it solid, dog. And in the paperwork, it say that in 2 months, y'all got locked up in April. In June 6th, you gave a proffer. And you gave up information. You gave them folk the code to your phone and let them review it in your presence.
That's deep. That's deep. And my man heard he's not liking the fact that he probably been out here vouching for my man the whole time, and to come out that it is true that he in the paperwork. It's a hell of a game out here, y'all. It's a hell of a game. Like, that one that's on your side, like, man, he probably looking back at you like you his side chick. Be careful who you dealing with and lock the back door.
What do you say?
I ain't opposed to that. The documents that you see is a prosecution is conduct.
But okay, but so if you saying that you gave them just the phone information because you knew nothing was in the phone, what about this at 13 where it say he is cooperating against heroin, methamphetamine, he knows about shootings, and the marijuana where it say he is cooperating against heroin, methamphetamine, he knows about shootings, and the marijuana. That's what the transcript say.
What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that transcript? That's what the transcript say. What the fam gon' got to say for himself, y'all. Let's hear him out.
I'm not opposition to that. Listen, when you go on, they ask you other questions. I made my presentation. They started asking other questions.
You know the code, though. That's what I'm saying. You know the code. You ain't supposed to have no meeting with them folks in the first place.
I mean, I was presented a situation that other, you said something. Only reason why you know that is because of the prosecution is on that. All these rappers pay that money to get out of here.
But we ain't de-rap this, though. That what I'm... Take your lick. Like, shit, it's just so... Okay, look, listen, remember when, before you got locked up, I used to always tell you, hey, don't do this. Hey, don't do that. Hey, and you used to tell me, it's just some weed. So if it's just some weed, why you ain't just go in there and chill up? Man, this is what Brian Steele say. He said, if it comes out on June 6, 2018, that Mr. Davis gave information, and it says, that's a lot of information on a lot of people that are well. Mr. Davis gave information, and it says, that's a lot of information on a lot of people that are well known in this community. That would not bode well for Mr. Davis or his security interests at all. Like, who they talking about, though? They said well-known people in the community, like...
They talk about to people who... I had to make it look beautiful. I had to like these people was always my people. However,
quoted. But, I mean, you told me your logic, you know what I'm saying, behind why you did what you did. So at the very least, I could respect you, at least come clean to me. But my thing is, bro, you had me in the blind 5 years behind this shit. Like, this shit, man, that shit crazy. I never would have expected that from you, man, like, at all. You feel me?
I'm gonna tell you I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna listen to I'm gonna tell you I'm sorry, bro. I mean, I didn't even think this was gonna ever come up.
Man, this what got me, huh? You had me believing for 5 years.
Yeah, my man, he in his feelings over them 5 years that he been out here vouching, probably for my guy. Done put his neck out there on several occasions. Probably to some of the same guys that he hang out with. But come to find out that there is paperwork. He did make a statement. There is a proffer. And for those of you who don't know about the proffer, do your homework on the that's going on right now. It's almost like a get out of jail free card for today's snitch. And when I say snitch, I'm using that loosely. That y'all use the word snitch, or that the word snitch is defined. See, I can't even say that. That's why I say we need to come down and sit at the table, man, and discuss this snitching policy, because for one, everybody not playing on the same playing field. And when you have that, it's going to be confusing. Me, myself, I want to see, I almost want to see them do away with that word, or that whole campaign behind snitching. We got we already know if you're a citizen, you can't be considered as a snitch. It's these guys out here that's doing these crimes and ended up in paperwork and still being able to be accepted back. To the game. Off this, that's one of them. Anyway. You got old Terrence Gangster Williams over there, you know, they don't, Birdman brother, he don't want to be associated because of the terms he made or the deal he made to get out of prison. Nobody wants to be associated with the snitch. you know, the streets and I don't know what your home like, what your upbringing was like, what your family like. But a lot of us make these deals out here in the streets with somebody we wouldn't even, a deal we wouldn't even make at home with the people we break bread with. All on the coda, that's my guy. Gang, gang. Streets ain't got no love. And if you ran to the streets because you thought your family didn't have no love, streets ain't got shit for you. Not as far as that. There's a couple of things they can offer you, though. I don't know if that's what you're looking for, but streets ain't got no love. Get off my soapbox, man, and I'm mostly down the line here and see what else we got lined up for us. Close this on out. Do y'all think he's gonna be accepted back with the game? I want to know what you're thinking. How you feeling about this? Would you accept him back? If not, why not? And if so, why would you accept him back? Is this not considered as snitching what he did? Who knows? Rollo came home on a copter, in a helicopter, dropped off in the hood, allegedly. I ain't see him get out of the helicopter. I seen the helicopter taking off. But I didn't see him get out of the helicopter, so I can't say that's what happened. But we got some footage of it. If you got time, I got the footage.
Come on. Whoever.
Shout out to Central. Central for bringing us the footage. Big salute to them.
We had another gas station out here, Bob said. I know y'all tired. I know y'all tired. I know you're tired. Go over the gas station. That's crazy.
They ain't accepting them back home. Let me ask y'all this. Do y'all feel like this why they so quick to accept them back home? Now I will say this. Allegedly, Rollo was feeding the neighborhood. Rollo had bought a apartment complex. And word in the streets is that he had people that he filled the apartment complex up and they was living there for free. So I can see some people, you know, turning a blind eye to the fact that, you know, he made a statement. I mean, I also see some people that sell their soul too, though. I don't know, man. You have to stand on values and morals. And again, case, but you know, in these type of cases, I would think that a person in that position would have to watch himself around them guys, cause it's obvious that y'all not standing 10 toes on your beliefs. And with that being said, there's some integrity involved here, you know? I would think anyway. But yeah, my man come home and got dropped off in the, is what the YouTube streets is saying. And the guys welcome him back with open arms. Ain't saying nothing wrong with it. To each his own, you know what I mean? They had love for their guy coming home. Salute to Rollo. And shout out to you, brother, for these streets. Don't give them people no more of your time. You know, keep it rolling, man, and see what's going on here with this footage. See if we can analyze and see what's going on to where they are accepting this. My man heard back and forgave him and accepted his apology.
Turn it. You got a bag of shit time. Shit right on. Get on me. Somebody bring it up. Oh, yeah. You heard me? I said, yeah. Oh, man, you up. We outside today. We outside today. We outside today. We outside today. It's a national holiday. It's a national holiday. For real.
I know what's going on.
Number support. Let's back up. Y'all ready? Hey, y'all.
There you have it. Brought all home and accepted by the gang. Salute to that brother and his gang. You still rocking with me? If you tuned in here live or if you watching the after show, however it may go, salute to you. If you would hit that like button. Hit that like button for me, and I'm gonna have to charge up here, it looks like. Yeah, hit that like button for me so we can get them in. Anyway, y'all, salute. One more before I go. We gonna close this show out because we running low on juice, and I don't feel like, again, fighting with it right now. That was pretty much all I had lined up for the night. Anyway, though, let me see this.
Morning, the suspect involved in a deadly road rage shooting is now.
Yeah, at this point, y'all, I'm gonna close it on out. Like I say, man, thank y'all for rocking with me. Again, Rollo out. We got Liquid Gold, and seem to be pretty valuable. Might want to do your homework on the Liquid Gold. Do your little research. Nevertheless, I'm going to sign out right here. Can we do better? Memphis, our cousins. Can we do better? Atlanta PD. I hope y'all do better. STL PD, you got to do better. You got to do better. Like, we can't have you showing up hours later. Not at no 911 phone call. Call 911. When we call 911, we want to see some results. Show up. We need you there. These little young brothers out here, man, carjacking, toting these pistols. And man, y'all need to find y'all another alternative. That's a dead end. This is Mr. Follow Up. You've been rocking with me over here at Fly High Productions. I want to thank y'all again for rocking with me. Like I say, whether you was rocking with me live or whether you caught the rebroadcast. Either way it go, if you would, hit the like button. Drop your state in the box. Let me know where you're viewing from. And I'm signing out right here. And to all my good people,